So this week we're answering an email that we've received here at FORDY Runs HQ. Dear FORDY, thanks very much for a great channel. I'm one of your 22 million subscribers. I was just wondering, what is the best super trainer for under £150? I'm currently training for the Sydney Marathon and I'd like a super trainer, but I don't want to spend more than £150. Keep up the good work. Yours, Mr. T. Frost. Well, Mr. T. Frost, in this video, I'm going to help you. Now, if you're like Mr. T. Frost and you want a video done, just email in at hello@fordyruns.com and we will try and put that video together. So, super trainers for under £150. Let me think. Well, the first shoe that comes to mind is the Boston 13. But actually, before we get into the Boston 13, let's quickly recap on what a super trainer is. So here's a normal trainer and here's a super trainer. Now, the differences are the following. Super foam, some form of carbonnous, racy feel, maybe even a racy upper, decent outsole, and generally pretty light. It's a shoe that can do everything. I'm talking those speed sessions in your week and then your long runs with marathon goal pace or half marathon goal pace in there, and then be able to take that shoe into race day. That's kind of what a super trainer is. It's a shoe that brings down some of the technology from those high-end racing shoes, puts it into a relatively affordable package that us everyday runners can then take into race day. Got all that? Good. Let's get back to the Boston 13. So this Boston 13 is £140, and actually all of these shoes you can get at sportshoes.com. If you're a 40 Runs Running Club affiliated member, you can get 15% off of them, okay? So just head over to 40runs.com and I'll explain that. But this is £140 at sportshoes.com. It features the Light Strike Pro from the Adidas Pro 4. In this heel section, we've got like this Light Strike frame, I would say. This is there to add a little bit of stability and make it a little bit more functionable, because if you had that Light Strike Pro, it may be a little bit less functionable, let's say, or even a little less versatile, although the Evo SL is very versatile. Anyway, we've got Energy Rods 2.0 in here. The shoe weighs 269 grams, and important to know, this is a UK 10. Adidas, I go off a US size, which is 10.5, and that way I find the fit absolutely perfect. Okay, so this Boston 13 I think is absolutely amazing. They really have done a great job of improving this shoe, I feel. This Light Strike Pro in here really has helped the shoe sort of transform it for me for those longer miles. The previous version was a little bit firm, and when you get into those bigger miles, 15, 16, 18 mile long runs, the Boston 12 did sort of get on your nerves because it was quite firm. But with this softer Light Strike Pro in here, it's actually changed it and it has become a really good long run shoe as well. And that's good news, because that means you can then take it into race day. So this is a really good update to this shoe, especially for anybody who's marathon training. So this is one of the best super trainers out there. It's great for those speedier sessions, it's great for the long runs, it's great for race day. And at £140 without the discount, this is a very good super trainer. Our next shoe is in that pile, and this shoe is the Neo Vista version 2. Now this is another shoe that's around that £150 mark. It's been massively updated. We've got 2 layers of foam here. We've got an updated top piece. I can't remember the name of the foam. I probably should have wrote it down. Mizuno Energy NXT. But you've got this slightly softer, more peppy top layer here, and then you've got a slightly more sort of traditional EVA foam down here. I think this is a TPU formula on the top, actually thinking about it, but this is definitely EVA down the bottom. And what that does, it stabilizes the ride a little bit, because the previous version was very, very soft. They've also made this shoe a lot wider, which is good news as well, because again, the other one being that little bit narrow, it was a little bit mushy, or probably too mushy for some. But they've sorted out some of the issues in terms of the stability. This is over 40 millimeters of stack. They've also improved the upper on it. It's still got this sort of one-piece knit, but it definitely improved versus the previous version. It's less it less gathers. The other one really gathered up here, and this doesn't do that much at all. Outsole's very good on this shoe, and this is a shoe again that really works well for those longer miles, but I think this is a shoe that works well for those longer miles with a little bit of easier pace in it. It's not as racy feeling as the Boston, but this is a lot softer than the Boston. So if you're after that softer feeling shoe, then the Neo Vista 2 is a great way to go if you're after that super trainer. Again, the super trainer elements, as I say, this premium foam in here. You do have a fiberglass plate in here to add some stability, but also help with that ride. You've got the smooth speed assist with this shoe as well, which again is helping that stride through. But yes, this is a great shoe to eat miles. It can do some of the workouts. It can do some of those longer miles, and so you've got that premium foam in here. So this is a good shout again at that 150 just below mark. Now our final shoe is actually in this box because we've got a new colourway delivered of this shoe, and I'm really excited about it. We've got in the garage the sort of black and white version you may have seen on the channel, but have a look at this, right? Let me get rid of all this. We've got brand new in this. Literally, look. Oh no, it's on face detection. But have a look at this colourway. Oh. So this is the Zoomfly 6. Oh, I do like this colourway. But anyway, this is the Zoomfly 6 and it's £155. Again, people, use the code. You don't have to be a club member, actually. If you go over to fordyruns.com, we've got like a shoe review page. We do written reviews now of all the shoe stuff that we do. But within that page, there's a 10% code for sportshoes.com. So this brings that down to under that sort of £150 mark. But this Zoomfly 6 is probably the most racy out of these super trainers, but this is a fantastic shoe. It really is. Again, we've got a dual foam setup here. On the top, we've got Zoom X, and then on the bottom, we've got like this carrier foam. It's called SRO2. It's more of a traditional EVA, and it's quite firm, but it really irons out the ride, and it actually does a very good job of stabilizing the Zoom X. So you get the Zoom X, you get that pep off of it, working well. If you see in there, you've got a fly plate in there, full length carbon fibre plate in this shoe, and it just works really well. It's a great shoe for that. Again, 40mm, I think it's actually over 40mm in terms of stack in the heel. From the top of my head, I think it weighs 265, 270 grams. So again, it's not overly heavy, but it's not massively light. But it's in that perfect sort of weight category for these super trainers. Now, this is a shoe, again, that you can take into race day, but you can do the longer miles with some of that pace working. You can do your speedier sessions. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a good shoe for some of that easy pace work like the Neo Vista, but this is a good sort of bridge between race day super shoes and the super trainers. I think this is at the sort of top end in terms of race day and where you go if you're looking for a crossover shoe. You've got a fantastic outsole. I know this one's actually, you might show it off, but you've got like this waffle design. It's a shame I haven't got my other ones actually, but I was so excited to show you these. But the outsole on these things is phenomenal. It's almost bulletproof. It really is. The good wear and tear on the Zoom X. Zoomfly 6 is what I meant to say. So yes, the Zoomfly 6 is a brilliant super trainer. It's one of the best out there. And again, at that price point, people like Mr. T. Frost looking for these super trainers at that £150 mark or slightly below, this is one of the best. And in fact, let's try and rank these three, shall we? So in third place, I'm going to go with the Neo Vista. For me, this is just a brilliant shoe, but it's more towards that sort of easy miles. I like something a little bit quicker, but I think this is a great shoe for anybody, like I said, who's looking just to build volume in their training. This is a great shoe to do it. I think it offers exceptional value. You're getting a really good foam in here. They've sort of ironed out the problems from the previous model, and they have made a very good shoe here. But I think out of these three, this probably comes in third place. In second place, I'm going Zoomfly 6, despite I think it looks incredible, especially in this colorway. This is definitely more towards the end of the racing spectrum of the super trainers. This is a much more racy shoe, which I think is a good thing, by the way. But I think it's the versatility versus the winner, which you probably worked out is the Boston 13, is a little bit limited. And it's marginal, right? I still think it's an awesome shoe. I think the Boston 13 offers a fraction more versatility. But this is a very good shoe. Great shoe. You're getting a lot of shoe here for the money. But I just think the Boston 13 nicks it. Because this newer version with the new Light Strike Pro, as I said to you, has made this a much more functionable shoe for those longer miles for me. The fact that I can take this longer because it is a little bit softer, it's not overly firm like the previous version, makes it a little bit more user-friendly for somebody like myself. So this is the pick, £140, people. And again, that is without the discount that I keep banging on about. So there we go, Mr. T. Frost. If you're looking for a super trainer for under £150, this is the shoe at the top of my list. I would say make sure you get the right size. I think that's an important thing to do. I say this is a US 10.5, okay? So this is a UK 10. Check your sizing on the Adidas shoes, okay? But yes, there we go. Another email answered. Let us know. As I said, you've got any videos you want us to make, just drop us an email, hello@fordyruns.com. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you join as a 40 Runs Running Club affiliated or social member. Social members are free. You can join then. If you want coaching, get in touch, hello@fordyruns.com. And that's it. That's the end of all the plugs. And that's the end of the video. I shall catch you all later.